Hello and welcome to the Halloween game. It's an easy game to play for anyone. All you need is a pad with a different word on every page. Pick spooky words like razor and howling and spoon. How could a spoon be scary? Well, that's up to you. The rules will be simple. There will be music, and when you hear the funeral march song, you will be out. You will pass the pad around from one person to the next until you hear that tune. My ghostly friend will explain it to you further. Remember, all you need is a pad full of words and you'll be ready. At the end of the video, the last minute of this video, that's where you will find where your prize is. So when you've completed the game and there is just one survivor left, go to the end of the video, bring it back 1 minute, and you will find out what you win. Good luck. By the way, don't forget to visit Southampton's Writers' Circle for great authors from Southampton. See you soon. Have I got your attention? Hello? It's Halloween, you know. Time for ghost stories. If you've got the belly for it. I don't think you have. Look at you, you pale lot. Dressed up. You think, don't you? You think that you can take the story on, but there can only be one survivor. Oh, yes, only one survivor. And the Riddler, he decides who. Listen carefully. When you hear this noise, and you're speaking, you die! Yes, die. You see the pad in front of you? Well, that has words on it. You will continue this story, and you must use the word on the pad before you can pass it on to the next. And if you're speaking when you hear the noise that follows, then you will die, and you're out of the game. And the next person takes hold of the pad and carries on the story until there are only one left. A bit like that Highlander story. Yes, like that. And if you're the one that's left, you are the winner. And you must go to track 2 of the CD to find out your prize. Let me call it prize. Yes, that will be your prize. Of course, if you die, then you're dead. So sorry, any prize you get is better than that. Well, here's the story anyway. It was Halloween night. The night where ghouls and ghosts come out to play tricks on people, and some to murder, and some to play, and some to watch the ones they loved when they were alive. These are the ghosts that come on Halloween night. And this is how the story begins. Old Man Jack walked through the forests of Wickety Hole
and he looked up at the twinkling stars of the night, and he saw there the bright silvery moon casting its magicness upon the tall fern trees. He was on his nightly walk with his little dog Patch when he decided he would take a detour past the old ruined abbey. But when he got there, he could hear in the distance, through the whistling of the trees, the noise of monks singing Omni Omni Ening Amon Omni, and he could hear drums beating in the background, slow and methodic, their melody tedious, and the warm singing of the monks, Omni Omni, and he could see lightly cutting through the leaves as he approached. He could hear the crunching of the autumn down, and he could see the light piercing through the forest of pine, and the sweet smell cut in the air, not just of the pine rotting beneath his feet, no, but also of sweet food. And he came through, and finally there in front of him stood the abbey in all its grandeur. No longer a ruin. It had been transported back in time. He could hear the wolves howling. They sounded so desperate, so horrid, so evil. It had been so long since wolves had been heard in these woods, upon these lands, down upon Wickety Hole. He became frightened, and he sought refuge. And he ran with his dog. He ran as fast as he could to the doors of the abbey and banged upon the door. BOOM! And he waited for it to open. It seemed to take a long time, and he turned behind him, and there also transported behind him with all of you. And he didn't know you, and he turned and he said, "Who are you? Who are you? Where am I?" And you too were bewildered, and you too didn't know when the drums, they kept beating, and you all stood, and you looked at each other, and you sought each other's comfort, and you sought the comfort of the abbey, and the doors opened, and there in front of you, as the door opened, and the welcoming light, there in front of you was saw the monks. There were no ordinary monks. Upon their faces was horror, and the smell of death lay upon the place. And you entered. And now, you must continue the story.
Hello, children. How nice of you to come visit us. We have been expecting you.
Well done, you! You won the game! And all your friends are now dead. What are you going to do with no friends, huh? Christmas round the corner, huh? No presents for you! Ha! Yes. Right, well, you want to know what your prize is, hmm? Well, take a deep breath. Go on. No. Take another really, really deep breath. Let it out. Do that again. And again. That's it. That's your prize. You can carry on breathing forever. You're not dead. Congratulations. See you next year.